Hello and welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is November 11th, Thursday night, and is the sky falling on this team? Randy Gregory, our best pass rusher on the defensive line by a mile, with Tank Lawrence out, calf strain. They put him on IR, so he will miss Atlanta, Kansas City, and the Raiders. Three key games of our next four-game stretch. The biggest, toughest four-game stretch we'll have all year. Which could be a blessing in disguise because I know Parsons has been playing lights out off-ball linebacker. They put the green dot on Curse's helmet. He's being quarterback of the defense, so Parsons can just play without thinking, and he's being a monster out there. But we've all wanted to see what he could do at a full-time edge rush position. Week 2 against the Chargers, we do not win that game if Parsons is not on our team. Because week 2, we didn't have either end. Lawrence was out, and Randy Gregory had COVID that week. Micah Parsons, in that game against the Chargers, harassed Justin Herbert all game. He had, 8 pressures, 4 hurries, and the key play of the game, late in the game when the Chargers were trying to get into the end zone, he gets an 18-yard sack on Herbert. That makes him settle for a field goal to tie the game, to give the ball back to number 4's hands for the last drive of the game. And everybody keeps saying that they shouldn't have blown the play dead, that, the play was still alive. He threw the ball and didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, so it would have been an intentional grounding anyways, had they not blown, or had they blown the whistle. Or had they not blown the whistle, whatever. That argument that they keep saying that they shouldn't have blown the whistle, this and that. He threw the ball and it didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, so it would have been an intentional grounding. But instead, they blow the whistle and Parsons gets credited with the sack, which he should have been. And he's coming off a 2.5 sack game against that horrible loss against Denver. So hopefully he can show us what he can do in the next 3 weeks off the edge. I believe he could be the next DeMarcus Lawrence for this team, or Charles Haley. He could, with his athleticism, runs 4.3 40. I believe this man could be as good as Lawrence Taylor off the edge. That's saying a lot. It's too early to say that, but watch him play and we'll see. Now, Atlanta coming back to the crime of the scene. Last season, week 2, they were up 29-10 at half and had a comfortable lead in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, and we had that miracle comeback, the watermelon kick. Chris Godwin jumps on it. Y'all know the story. If y'all don't watch any kind of football. That watermelon kick is just spinning on the field, and all the Atlanta players are looking at it like it's a wow, that ball's doing something really neat, and just forgets about the play. Ball goes 10 yards. Chris Godwin jumps on it. Dak one pass to CeeDee Lamb, and field goal goes in, and comeback of the year. We were thinking that was going to be the game that turns the season around, but how wrong we were. 3 keys to victory against this Atlanta team. And this is really going to show our statistical fortitude the next 3 weeks without our 2 bookend pass rushers. Just wait till we get them back. But the next 3 games, we don't have them. It's really going to show our mettle, test our mettle. Now, 3 keys to win against Atlanta. Number 1, and the biggest one, is get up early on this team. Score first. I like to defer. We've only won 2 coin tosses so far this season. We've only deferred twice. Every other game, we've gotten the ball to start the game. That's good if you can score on the opening drive. If you get the ball to start the game, you want to score a touchdown on the opening drive. That will set the tone for the game. What sucks is if you get the ball first and you stall and you have to punt, because in my mind, then the other team basically gains a possession because they stopped you on the opening drive, they have the ball, and they get the ball to start the second half. So I don't know if I want to defer or get the ball first against Atlanta, because I don't want to kick it to Atlanta and then score on the first drive. I think I would rather get the ball first in this game and set the tone, because guess who's back, baby? Michael Gallup. We have finally had our 3 receivers play together. Now, Gallup played in the first quarter in the first game against Tampa Bay. Had a severe calf strain, been out ever since. Cedric Wilson did good in his absence, but he is no Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is a 1,000-yard receiver, and he can make them fantastic catches down the sideline, and he is our deep threat. So we got CeeDee Lamb is healthy now. That ankle that was bothering him last week, no longer. So we got Lamb, Gallup, and Cooper. And we're not going up against a secondary that's got Patrick Surtain, Kyle Fuller, Bradley Roby, Justin Simmons, and Kareem Jackson again. We're going up against a completely different defense that is not near as good. And get up on them early. Get the lead. 7 points, 10 points, whatever. Get them to where they got to pass the football. Therefore, Micah Parsons can do his work. Oh, man, that is so crucial. I believe who scores first is so crucial in this game. This is not a must-win game, but this is as close as you can get to a must-win game. Because most likely we're going to win the division unless the Giants or the Eagles wake up and become some really tough team. Because you saw the Giants beat the Raiders last week. The Raiders are not a pushover. Key 2. Micah Parsons needs to be a game wrecker. He's got to be all over Matt Ryan all game like he was Justin Herbert. Atlanta's right tackle is not very good. Their blindside tackle, pretty good, but their right tackle is not. Now, Parsons, will play left and right. He did pretty good against Rashawn Slater, who's a rookie tackle for the Chargers, but he did pretty good against him. But, I would prefer him to be blitzing from the left side, have Terrell Basham, Dorrance Armstrong on the right. Dorrance usually plays on the right anyway. Micah Parsons needs to be a consistent guy in Matt Ryan's face to disrupt that offense. That is key number 2. Key number 3. We need to start getting takeaways again. We started the season with an opportunistic defense. Game 1, we got 4 takeaways, and then we were getting about 2 a game after that. Last 2 games, we haven't gotten any. Against the Patriots, we got 1, and that was unless you want to count the block punt, but we got that Trayvon pick 6 right before they lit up the 75-yard touchdown because DeMonte Casey decided to run himself out of the play. That was not Diggs' fault on that pass. I don't care what anybody says. That was Casey's fault. But we need to get takeaways. Matt Ryan has been turning the ball over this season. So Trayvon, don't get fooled by the double moves. Play smart. If we have the lead and force them to pass, I believe Anthony Brown and Diggs and Lewis can do their job and really make some plays on defense and get some turnovers. And Micah Parsons hopefully gets a nice strip sack, maybe a scoop and score, the trifecta where he gets the sack, recovers the fumble, and with his speed, if he picks it up, he's gone. Not even a receiver can catch him. The man runs a 4.3, 9.40. I mean, it's under a 4.4. I mean, he's faster than most receivers. It's ridiculous how fast this rookie linebacker is for us. So, Randy Gregory's out. Tyron Smith is questionable. I look at the depth chart. The depth chart, as of right now, says Terrence Steele is the right tackle still. That's what it says. and it says left tackle Tyron Smith with a question mark, and it says the backup for him is Terrence Steele. The backup for Connor Williams is Lyle Collins. The backup for Terrence Steele is Lyle Collins. So what the depth chart is showing. Now, why would... It just doesn't make any sense. And now, being that Steele playing on the left side against Denver, going against the 7th round pick rookie, was just having hell all game, to put him back in that same position again against Atlanta would be completely foolish. Put Terrence Steele at right tackle if Tyron Smith is not a go. And Lyle Collins, even if he doesn't play great, he will play better than Terrence Steele will. And Steele will play great at right tackle like he has been. He's on pace for a Pro Bowl season at the right tackle position. And I believe that he that he won that position over Lyle. And they've been practicing Lyle at left guard, which I like because when Ty Smith is 100% healthy, I would like to see them insert Collins into left guard. You want your best 5 on the field. With Collins at left guard, I believe our offensive line could be just like 2016, 2014, or 92, 93, 95, and 94, when you had Mark Stepnoski, Nate Newton, Tony Casillas, Eric Williams, Larry Allen and company. Them boys brought their lunch pails to work every day, and they were moving people. And we've been good at 4th and shorts, 3rd and shorts, up until the Patriot game. We were converting them. Against the Chargers, if we don't go for it on that opening drive, 4th down, we don't win that game. On the opening drive against the Chargers, we go for it on 4th down, we get it, and we open the game with a touchdown. And then we score on the next drive. But if we don't go for it on the 4th down, we don't win that game. But when we go up to New England, for some reason, we kind of lost that 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 gift that we had. And since then, we have not been converting them. So if it gets down to 3rd and 1, if it gets down to 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 again, being that Greg Zuerlein's not playing and we got this kicker off the street, I think it's a coin toss. I really do. They were going to... It was between Brett Maher and this kid's name I can't pronounce. I heard in practice that this kid was knocking 70-yard field goals with ease in practice. He's got a strong leg. Maybe we found a gem in this new kicker. We'll see. I do believe that he'll attempt a field goal or two. Maybe it's the next Justin Tucker. You never know. Field goal kickers, are not, but besides Sebastian Janikowski, who was drafted in the 1st round by the Raiders, only kicker ever to be drafted in the 1st round, kickers usually are just uncovered like a diamond. So maybe this new kid, who's younger than Zuerlein, could be the future kicker for us, and especially if he has a stronger leg. But I like Zuerlein. Even though he's been missing, he'll miss an extra point here or there, miss a 30-yarder in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, Zuerlein is clutch. He won us the game against the Chargers when Mike McCarthy didn't want to go any closer at 56 yards, and in New England, he kicked us in overtime. So in clutch time, he comes through. But we'll see with this new kicker. If this new kicker has a monster leg and can knock in 60-yarders, I was telling my buddy the other day about, talking about Brett Maher. He's in the Hall of Fame with 3 60-plus yard field goals that he made. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have 2 kickers dressed up, one as your main guy that makes them from, 55 and shorter, and then you got the guy with that big leg that can knock in them 66-yarders, maybe 70-yarders. The record 66 by Justin Tucker, as y'all saw earlier in the year against Detroit, hit that crossbar, went in. Y'all saw Carlos Santos on Monday night try a 65-yarder. He was about 10, 15 yards short. He did not have the leg, not even close. But yeah, so we'll see how that kicking game affects us. Now, I'm not too worried about this Atlanta game. We ought to take care of business against them. The Denver game was a trap game. They traded their best player in Von Miller. Bradley Chubb was out. And we thought they were going to come in and just roll over. And we sleptwalked through the game, and it showed. And Vic Fangio, after the game, had a lot to say about us. None of it good, of course, which I like because that will light a fire for our team and motivate them, because God knows our coach can't do that. So I'm glad that Vic Fangio said what he said. How about them Broncos? If you read about it, you'll see what he said. But yeah, so hopefully Cowboys hear everything that he said, and that lights a fire under their ass, and they really step it up and start playing like they're supposed to. Because the way they've been playing all season, their game against the Broncos, I believe, was an anomaly. So against Atlanta, get up early, score, the first 2 touchdowns, force them to pass. Then you get the running game going, get Zeke going, get Pollard going. And, finally we get triplets back, Gallup, Lamb, and Cooper. And hopefully, I'm hoping Gallup has a great comeback game. His first game back, maybe 200 yards, 2 tubs, maybe 3 tubs. Just killing it. Just letting everybody know I am back, and putting the league on notice that the Cowboys' 3 receivers are back. And I do really hope Tyron Smith plays. I hope that bone spur isn't too bad, and that he can tough it out. It's really about pain tolerance. The man is huge. The man is so huge that for his elbow, he needs an elbow brace. They don't make him to fit him. There's no, I would think they would custom make one, but no. He has to put a knee brace on his elbow. That's how big the man is. Ty Smith is a beautiful left tackle, especially when he's healthy. And he's having one of his best seasons this season, also, when he's on the field. Zach Martin is our best offensive lineman. Tyron Smith is our most important offensive lineman. And I believe Terrence Steele has a very bright future. I would say sign him, lock him up now. Lock him up for the next 4 or 5 years at a good price now, because he's going to become something. And in the offseason, I would say Randy Gregory better show us some love on the contract, because we've been very patient with him. He's had about 3 full seasons of suspensions if you add them all together. He better show us some love on a little 2-3 year deal and stay home. But y'all hear the Rams pick up OBJ. So they get Von Miller and they get Odell Beckham Jr. trying to buy a Super Bowl. The last 2 teams to do that, 2007 Patriots and the 94 49ers. Y'all remember that? Niners in 94. Got all these guys just so they could beat us in the championship game. And they just signed Primetime to a 1-year contract to be a mercenary against Michael Irvin. And it worked. He pretty much shut Michael down the whole game when he was on him. And the Patriots, they were close, but the underdog got him. But I hope Odell Beckham, I hope he tears that locker room up. I hope he divides them. Because Deshaun Jackson wanted out and got out because he wasn't getting the ball. I hope the same thing goes with Odell. I hope Cooper Kupp just keeps catching that football, and they give it to Robert Woods and Higbee, and Stafford just isn't finding OBJ, and he starts just making waves through the locker room, dividing it, and make that team implode. Wouldn't that be beautiful? I'm just glad he didn't go to Green Bay, because if he would have went to the Packers, I'm sad to say, if you would have went to the Packers, that's game over. Because you saw the Packers beat Arizona without Devontae Adams, without Alan Lazard, without Scantling, and their tight end went down in the second quarter. Without all those weapons, they still beat Arizona. Imagine if they had their weapons plus Odell. Oh, my Lord. And Aaron Rodgers, wouldn't put up with any kind of back talker. That's his team. He's basically the general manager now. But that's my take on the Atlanta Falcon game. Dan Quinn knows his team pretty well, so we've got the edge. Keanu Neal, KZ played for him last year. Dan Quinn coached him for a good while, took him to the Super Bowl. He knows Matt Ryan very well. He knows his tendencies. And now that he's our defensive coordinator, we ought to have the edge on that coaching aspect of it. And Kellen Moore should draw up a good game plan against his defense. His defense is, I think, ranked 28th, and their schedule in week 2 they lose to Philly 32-6, so they let up 36 points. Against the Bucks, they let up 48 in a loss. They beat the Giants 17-14. That's the Giants. Against Washington, they lose. Taylor Heineke puts up 34. If Taylor Heineke can put up 34 on this team, Dak Prescott better put up a 50-burger. And then the Jets and the Dolphins, they narrowly win those games 27-20 and 30-28, respectively. And they lose to the Panthers 13-19. And then out of nowhere, beat the Saints. I think the Saints just came off a big emotional win against Tampa Bay, left it all out on the field there, and really came out with nothing against Atlanta. Had that late rally, but then let Cordell Patterson get behind them, which I could not believe because they had the exact same scenario the week before against the GOAT and stopped them with an interception. And then Matt Ryan, same exact thing the next week. And on the very first play, he gets him in the field goal range. Shame they couldn't recover that fumble, though. The Saints recover that fumble, they win the game. They become first in the NFC South, and that makes us the 3rd seed as of right now. But as of right now, we're the 4th seed. We do not want to finish the 4th seed because whoever is seed number 4 is going to play either the Rams or the Cards in the first round. That's not who you want to play in the first round. So we're shooting for seed number 1. Number 2, 3 the worst. I'm hoping because Tampa Bay and the Cowboys have the easiest schedule out of the 5-team scrum. The Packers, Rams, and Cards have a tough schedule down the stretch. Tampa Bay only has 2 losable games left, I believe. That's Buffalo and the Saints. Tampa Bay's 2 losses are conference losses. The Cowboys, 2 losses, only 1 NFC, 1 is AFC. Same with the Packers, 1 NFC, 1 AFC. Same with the Rams, 1 NFC, 1 AFC. When the tiebreaker comes down, if it's a 3-way tie, say it's Tampa Bay, Dallas, and Green Bay at 14-3. 3-way tie in first place. It goes to whoever has the best conference record, just like in 2014 when the Cowboys, Packers, and Seahawks all finished 12-4. Even though we beat Seattle head-to-head, it didn't matter. It matters who had the best conference record. And so since the Bucks' 2 losses are NFC losses, if they get 1 more loss, and hopefully it's against the Saints, not the Bills, or maybe both. But, hopefully, if we don't get the number 1 seed just by having the best record overall and maybe having the tiebreaker over Arizona, I would say, hopefully it'd be a 3-way tie and we win it by most conference wins. We're still in the race for the number 1 seed big time. I just wish Tampa's schedule was a little bit harder. But that's it for right now. Don't worry about the Randy Gregory situation. He'll be back at by the same time Tank will. When we play the Saints Thursday after Thanksgiving, DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory will come back together and we'll have a healthy defense when we play the Saints. We just got to get through the next 3 games without the both of them. We've been the whole season without Tank. We only missed 1 game with Gregory. Now we're going to miss 3, but this gives Micah Parsons a chance to show what he can do off the edge. Leighton Vander Esch and Keanu Neal ought to be able to hold down the linebacking position. They ought to be able to hold it down. LV's playing pretty good this year. And if he can get back to 2018 form, we'll be very well at linebacker. while Parsons is at edge. But my prediction for this game, score, I know last prediction was, couldn't be any more wronger. I said 42-17, and it was basically 30-0. That's what the real score was. 30-16 was very misleading. But I believe we beat Atlanta. I believe we put up about 50 points. Probably 49. 49-52. I'll say 52. 50 burger. We get 7 touchdowns and a field goal to their 3 touchdowns, or their 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So I say 52 to, let's go 52-17, like Super Bowl 27. 52-17, because we get ahead of them quickly. We make them pass and pass and pass, and we just make Matt Ryan's day hell and hold them 17 points. That'd be a big confidence boost for our defense, for our whole team, and this is our get-right game. So we can go into Kansas City with some confidence and some rah-rah. You know what I mean? So thank you for tuning in to the Charles in Charge Cowboy Sports Report. This is very important to me. Please subscribe and like if you like my content, my take on everything, and I'll be putting out more and more videos. Shout out to the guys doing their thing, Tom Downey, Joe Boo Sports Report. I keep forgetting what that guy's real name is. And Law Nation. Appreciate Law. You gave me the shout out the other night. Appreciate that. Mark Holmes, that's his name. Yeah. Shout out to Mark Holmes and his Joe Boo Sports Report. Y'all guys are doing y'all's thing. I'm in the game now, and in time, I will be as big as y'all, but bigger. Just watch. All right, guys, that's it for tonight, and I'll have another video out in a couple of days, but like and subscribe and comment if you'd like, and that's it. Charles is out.